All right, you'll notice this journal question is reviewing anywhere from 6.1 to 6.3. If we took a quiz, we'd be over these 3 sections. And this one actually comes back from both 6.1 and 6.2 because I'm dealing with scale and I'm dealing with ratio. So a quick reminders on some scales. The rules here is we put image over actual, and it's very important to keep that order, so make sure you get image over actual. And then once that's done, we're going to divide by the smallest number. And that's really all the job is we have to do for scale. But I want to give you quick reminders. On the scale, you can have different units. We can have decimals if that's what happens. And we leave the units on the final. Okay, it's so important when you have a scale that there's units on it. Okay, when we go to find the ratio, there's not necessarily a rule for which one's on top, but if we just follow this image over actual, it's going to make it the easiest. One of the big changes between scale and ratio is we need to get to the same units. Once we get to the same units, we're going to reduce to lowest terms. And then we're going to take off units. Okay, so like the other one, this one can't have different units. This one is no decimals allowed. That's why we reduce to lowest terms. And when we take off those units, there's no units on the final. Okay, so as you look at the rules, there's just no way these answers will even be the same. So that's what we're going to kind of look at here. Same set of numbers, but we're going to get very different answers. So for this example, the height of the building is 10 inches. The height of the actual is 72 feet. So when I go image over actual, I'm going to have 10 inches. That's my model. That's my image over 72 feet. That's the actual. Image over actual, we divide by the smallest. Well, 10 is smaller than 72, so I'm going to divide by 10. So I'm going to get 1 inch on top and 7.2 feet on the bottom, and I'm done. I'm allowed the different units. I have a decimal, which is fine. I leave my units on, so now I'm finished. For the ratio, I'm going to start out the same way, image over actual, so I'm going to start out 10 inches over 72 feet. But the very first thing I have to do is get to the same units. So to change my feet to inches, I'm going to put feet on the top to get rid of it and inches on the bottom. There's 12 inches in 1 foot, so I put my units there. My feet cancel. I'm multiplying across the top. 10 inches times 1 is 10 inches. 72 times 12 inches. That gives me 864 inches. Now I'm in the same units. So I'm going to reduce to lowest terms. Well, it looks like they're both even. So if I divide by 2, I'm going to get 5 over 864 divided by 2 is 432. Well, 5 only gets divided by 5, and it definitely is not going to go into 432. So I believe I'm done. I cross off my inches, so they're gone, and I'm good. I took off the units. I don't have decimals, and there's no units on my final. So two answers for the same set of numbers are very different because scale is using 2 different units and ratio is a straight comparison which needed the same units.